My name is Rick Davids, and I'm the president of Parapower International. The purpose of this video is twofold. First, for the viewer who is totally new to paragliding and power paragliding, I'd just like to give you a little more information about what the sport is all about. Second, for the experienced paraglider pilot, we'd like to give you the necessary information so you may make a smooth transition from paragliding to powered paragliding. The topics that we will cover in this video are the power unit, its care and feeding, the harness, how to hook it up and make adjustments, the steps leading to powered takeoff, the different types of powered takeoff, and of course powered flight and landings. I'd like to point out the different components of the unit now, and we'll start with the frame, the most obvious. The frame is a one-piece welded aluminum design, which is very high in strength, which is good for a couple of reasons. It does a great job of protecting the pilot and of protecting the prop. If you should have any mishaps on ground handling and fall over, the frame can take a lot of abuse, 285-pound load, and that does a great job of, most importantly, protecting the prop, which is quite an important part of the unit. Of course, down here in the center of the frame, we have the Solo 210cc motor, 210cc two-stroke motor made by the Solo Corporation, which has been in production for about 15 years. In this particular configuration, it puts out about 15 horsepower. Now we use a Tillotson carburetor on this particular motor, and this carburetor is a pumper type carburetor. It's activated by pressure waves from the motor, so there's no fuel pump necessary. Over here is the air filter, and this lever here activates the choke. And on the top of the carburetor is the throttle, which is activated by the hand throttle. And of course on the end of the hand throttle you have a kill switch. Now to adjust the mixture on the carburetor, there's two mixture screws on the bottom, and there's one for the high end and one for the low end, and by turning those you get the appropriate mixture on the carburetor. Down here in the center of the unit we have the main drive shaft coming out of the motor. It does not drive the prop directly, however. There's a 2.5 to 1 poly V-belt reduction. So while the motor spins about 6,500 RPM, the prop only spins about 2,700 RPM. The prop is 36 inches in diameter, and it's a carbon graphite design, very lightweight and durable. With its swept tips and small diameter, the tip speed and the prop noise is very low. Here we have the Super Air harness, which comes with the unit. It can be used both as a free flight harness or for motorized flight. As a free flight harness, it would go on just as normal. This is how you hook in, whether you're flying with or without the motor. You got your leg straps, chest strap. Your paraglider would hook on here in free flight, or this is where it hooks to the motor when you're flying motorized. You have all your regular adjustments here, and on your back right there. To hook it to the unit, it's quite simple. You have two quick links at the top of the harness. They hook to the loops on the top, which are only underweight during ground handling. And then down here, where your paraglider would normally hook into, you just simply run it through this safety strap and onto the attach points on the frame. Same on the other side. So you have the weight of the pilot suspended from these two welded points right here. And your paraglider would hook onto the D-rings right here. You can hook the risers either directly to there or use a carabiner for a quicker connection. These D-rings are safety click. There's no way that vibration could cause them to come out, and they're rated for 4,000 pounds. However, if any of these particular points fail, there's a safety strap in between them to cover each other. Okay, to start the unit, it's really quite simple. On a cold start, first thing you want to do is turn the choke on. Flip that leather down there. You want to get the throttle in your hand. 1 foot down here to hold the unit in place, and a good firm pull on the starter cord. As soon as it starts up, you want to turn the choke lever back off. Also, another important thing to consider is while the motor is running on the ground, you don't want to rev it out very high because it could pull sand or dirt through the prop, which would cause it to be pitted on the tips. Okay, I guess it's time to show this thing fly. We'll start it up as before. What I'm going to do is we got an intermediate wind here, so I'm going to try a forward launch. I'm going to start it up, bring it over, hook in, and go ahead and take off. I want to choke it first here, get it started. Got the choke off. Hook it in my leg straps here. Like to get it feel comfortable. Got the chest strap. I'll let it warm up a little here. Try and reach back and adjust the carb a little. Come over here and hook in. Hook it into my carabiners. I want to make it so my A risers are pointing out. Reach down and grab my brake. Grab the A-riser on this side. On this side I need to get the throttle in my hand first, then the brake. A little bit of a handful when you're first learning, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. Get everything adjusted in my hand how I like it. And basically what you want to do is run forward on idle until the paraglider starts coming up. Once you feel it starts to come up past the prop blast, you want to hit full throttle. That'll bring the glider up the rest of the way. Make any adjustments you want with the brake. As we progress through these flying scenes, I think it's only fair to tell you I have over 4 years of paragliding experience and over 100 hours of motorized paragliding experience. I know I make it look easy, and it will be this easy for you. However, it does take quite a few hours of practice ground handling the paraglider before you can come to a point where you will be able to take off on your first attempt every time. The key to the forward launch is to develop your forward speed in order to inflate the canopy. The prop blast does not inflate the canopy. It is the relative wind from your forward speed. The prop will help push you along and build your forward speed, enabling the canopy to become an airfoil and lift you off the ground. The reverse launch has become my favorite method of launching. It's also the easiest method once you have mastered kiting the canopy over your head. Reverse launching allows you to look up at your canopy, have it completely under control, and thoroughly check it out before you turn around and hit the power. It requires a consistent wind of about 8 miles an hour to be able to kite the canopy over your head. However, I highly recommend using this method if winds are 10 miles an hour or higher, because it will eliminate the chance of you being pulled over backwards as you pull your canopy up. In a forward launch with winds of 10 miles an hour or greater, you can easily be pulled over backwards as you begin to pull the canopy up, but it is still behind you. I should also point out that the DEFI 210 is the easiest paraglider motor on the market to do reverse launches with, because the paraglider attachment points are low and in front of you instead of high and at the shoulder. Another big advantage of the paraglider attachment points is they attach directly to the frame, so you will never feel the thrust from the motor while in flight, as it is all transmitted directly to the paraglider. Landing is just a matter of proper timing of brake application. As you near the ground, you merely pull down on both brake toggles to slow your forward speed and come in gentle contact with the ground. With proper training and a little common sense, powered paragliding can certainly be considered the safest and most portable method for you to realize your dreams of flight. This has been an introduction to the DEFI 210 and powered paragliding. For more information, contact Parapower International at 21051 Oxnard Street, number 32, Woodland Hills, California 91367, or call us at 805-264-3249. We look forward to hearing from you. Our method is doing a forward launch rather than starting over here and bringing the motor and hooking in. If you're already hooked in and you got your glider laid out, what you want to do is just point the prop blast away from the glider so it doesn't mess up your layout, and start it up and put it on while you're already hooked in. Well, as I told you before, we have a one-piece welded design cage, which is really quite strong. But as far as transporting it, that worries a lot of people. I think it's too big or something. What I do is I just got myself a standard bike rack. I take off the harness, the gas tank, and the prop. It takes about 5 minutes. Slide it on my bike rack, and off I go. Transportation is no problem.